Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for another deep dive. So we got this article, Business Owners, What's Your X? By Darrell Amy. And wow, did it really get us thinking. It starts off with this classic line, X marks the spot, right?
Yeah, familiar territory.
But then it throws this curveball.
Yeah.
Where is your business actually trying to go? Like, where's your X?
I see what they did there. It's clever, right? Because we're so used to thinking about X as the destination, the goal. But the article flips it around and asks, have you even figured out where that destination is?
Exactly. Are you intentionally steering your business towards a specific point on the map, or are you just kind of drifting along?
And I think for a lot of us, especially those of us running businesses day to day, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind,
Oh yeah, the daily grind, the fires to put out, the never-ending to-do list.
And suddenly years have gone by and you're like, wait, how did I end up here?
And that's where this UBS research statistic that the article throws in really hit home for me. It says that 81% of business owners who sold their business, they actually wished they had spent more time preparing for that sale.
Wow, 81%, that's a huge number. Makes you stop and think, doesn't
It
it?
really does. And that's precisely why we're doing this deep dive, because this whole concept of defining your X, that's crucial.
Absolutely. And the article also touches on something that I think is super important. A lot of business owners, they're naturally focused on the immediate stuff, right? The revenue, the profits, making sure payroll is
You're
covered.
keeping the lights on.
Right, exactly. But what the article argues is that if you're thinking about the long game, particularly if selling or passing on the business is somewhere on your radar, then your focus should really shift to maximizing the value of the business.
Not just the profit, but the overall value.
And there's this quote from The Business Owner's Guide to Maximize Business Valuation. It really sums it up nicely. The ultimate goal of every business owner should be to maximize value, not just profit. So it's not just about how much money you're bringing in today. It's about building something that has lasting worth, something that can thrive beyond just you.
Okay, I love that. So let's dig into this idea of your X a bit more.
Yeah.
The article lays out three main paths that a business owner might consider. The first one is expand.
Yeah, expansion, it's about growth, right? Scaling up your operations, maybe reaching new markets, or even acquiring other businesses.
And that can happen organically, like attracting more customers, expanding your product line, or it can happen through acquisitions, like you said, where you're actually bringing other companies into the fold.
Both valid approaches, depending on your goals and resources.
Right. So the second X is exit. And this is all about selling the business, right? Finding a buyer and transitioning ownership.
Exactly. And this is where that 83% statistic really jumps out, right?
Oh, absolutely. 83% of intended exits, they fail. That's a massive hurdle. Why do you think so many business owners struggle to actually sell their businesses?
Well, I think a big part of it is, and the article kind of hints at this, is that they haven't really made the business truly transferable. A buyer, they're not just looking for a revenue stream. They want a business that can run smoothly, that has strong systems in place, a good management team that can operate independently.
They don't want to be buying a job, essentially.
Exactly. And they need to know that the customer relationships, those are solid and won't just disappear when the current owner steps away.
Yeah, it's about building something that can stand on its own, even without the founder's direct involvement.
Absolutely. Without those elements in place, the business becomes risky. It's less attractive to buyers.
Which makes total sense. So the third X, the article calls it exchange. This is about passing the business on, often to family members or maybe a key leadership team within the company.
Right, succession planning is what they call it. And here, too, we see a pretty high failure rate, 65%, according to the article.
Yeah, it's not a smooth process for a lot of folks. What do you think are some of the common traps that people fall into with these kinds of transitions?
Well, with family businesses especially, you've got this added layer of complexity, right? It's not just about business decisions, it's about family dynamics, emotions, expectations. Sometimes the next generation, they're just not ready, or they may not even have the same passion for the business.
Right, it can't be forced.
And sometimes it's the founder who has trouble letting go. They haven't properly prepared their successors, or they're too attached to the way things have always been done.
Yeah, that makes sense. And with internal transitions, maybe to a management team, what kind of challenges do you see there?
Well, one common issue is a lack of a clear vision for the future. Where is the business headed under this new leadership? And have they really empowered that new team to make decisions to lead effectively?
So we've got these three potential X's: expand, exit, or exchange. What do you think is the most important message that the article is trying to get across to our listeners?
I'd say the core message is twofold. First, it's about being intentional, deliberate. You need to actively decide where you want your business to go. Don't just let circumstances dictate your path.
Yeah, take control of the narrative, right?
Exactly. But secondly, and this is where it gets really interesting, the article argues that regardless of which X you choose, your chances of success increase dramatically if you focus on building a truly valuable business.
So it's not just about picking the right destination, it's about making sure you're driving a really good car.
That's a great analogy because a valuable business, it has options. It's more attractive to potential buyers, it's more likely to succeed under new leadership, and it has a stronger foundation for growth if expansion is your goal.
That's a powerful point. So the first step is figuring out your X, your destination. But then the article introduces this other really important concept.
Yeah.
Understanding your "you are here." What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, you are here is all about taking stock, assessing where your business stands right now. And the article breaks this down into three key components.
Okay, let's hear them.
So first, you need to figure out what your business is actually worth today in its current state.
Get a valuation, essentially.
Exactly. But then you need to go a step further and think about the potential. What could your business be worth if it was performing at its absolute best? The article calls this best-in-class performance.
I love that. So it's not just about the reality of today, it's about recognizing the untapped potential within the business.
Absolutely. And that gap between where you are now and that best-in-class potential, that's where the real magic happens. That's where you find the opportunities for growth and improvement.
Right. It's like uncovering hidden gems within your own business.
And then the third component of understanding you are here is identifying the roadblocks. What's preventing you from reaching that higher level of performance?
What's holding you back?
Exactly. And these could be all sorts of things. Inefficient processes, outdated technology, maybe skills gaps in your team, challenges in the market, or even just a lack of a clear strategic direction.
Yeah, a lot of factors can come into play.
And the article uses this great analogy. It compares it to a GPS. If you want to get accurate directions to where you want to go, the GPS needs to know your starting point, right?
Makes sense. You can't plot a course without knowing where you're starting from.
And that's why understanding you are here, the current value of your business, that's absolutely crucial. It's the foundation for building a plan to increase that value and move you closer to your X, whether that's expanding, exiting, or exchanging ownership.
Okay, so figure out your X and then figure out your "you are here." What comes next?
Well, the article is very clear about the next step. It says once you've grasped this idea of you are here, you need to actually get a measure of your business's current value.
So get that valuation we talked about.
Right. And this isn't just about getting a number, it's about gaining clarity. Clarity on your starting point, and more importantly, clarity on the specific areas you need to focus on to unlock the full potential of your business.
And those are the areas that will help you move towards your X.
Exactly. So, to wrap this all up for our listeners, the main takeaway from this article is about taking ownership of your business's future. It's about making a conscious decision about your X, choosing the path you want to take.
And it's about recognizing that building a valuable business, that gives you the most options and the best chance of success, no matter which direction you ultimately choose.
Absolutely. And understanding you are here, knowing your current value and the potential value, that's crucial. It gives you a roadmap, it highlights the opportunities for growth, and it empowers you to make strategic decisions.
So as you're listening to this and thinking about your own business, here's a final thought to consider. Beyond just defining your X, what are one or two specific actionable steps you could take this week to get a clearer picture of your "you are here"?
What areas of your business might be undervalued or even overlooked right now?
Because that honest assessment of where you stand today, that's what sets the stage for reaching your goals.
It all starts with knowing where you are.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.